Ako si Catalina P. Madrinian, taga Hacienda Alicia Bohol, minyo ni Engineer Ekiel Madrinian Jr. Doon ako'y 5 kabuok anak and I am a teacher by profession. Doon ako'y 5 ka hektarya nga kalubihan.
In 2006, through the assistance of PCA, she established her coconut farm initially planted with 429 coconut trees. To date, coconut population reached 715 trees at a planting distance of 9 meter by 9 meter, or a planting density of 143 trees per hectare. Of the 715 palms, 665 are now bearing, with an average productivity level of 171 knots per tree per year, which is 557% higher than the average coconut productivity level of 26 knots per tree per year of the province. The high production is largely attributed to good practices employed by the farmer nominee, which include installation of drip irrigation facilities within the farm. A 100 cubic meter reservoir tank was constructed within the farm to irrigate coconuts and intercrops. The drip irrigation technology was learned by her husband, who worked in almond as an OFW, and was adopted in their farm. Addressing the nutritional requirements of coconuts and other intercrops through its own vermicast production, use of inorganic fertilizers, use of agricultural-grade soil fertilizers as assisted by PCA, use of coconut coir-based organic fertilizer, and limestone application to reduce acidity of the soil. Farm diversification activities, as the spaces under coconuts are planted to cacao, 2,500 hills.
Sa ilalom sa akong kalubihan, doon ako'y 2,500 cacao trees.
Coffee, 2,500 hills. And banana, 500 hills. Employment of mechanical and chemical means to control coconut pests such as trunk bunding, her own version of flag traps for rhinoceros beetle which uses fungicides, use of power hose to spray the fronds of coconut trees. Main coconut product is copra. Other products, such as husk and fronds, are utilized for fuel wood for its copra dryer with a drying capacity of 2,000 knots. Aside from intercropping, Mrs. Madrinian is also integrating livestock in her farm, such as goats and ducks, among others. Mrs. Madrinian's coconut farm is a typical example where land is utilized to its fullest potential, reaching an annual income of 1.18 million pesos. The farm is indeed a paragon that conveys to every coconut farmer that appropriate cultural practices equals high farm productivity.
Tungod sa akong kalipay nga dako ko kay abot sa akong kalubihan. So, gi-announce na ko sa tanan, meeting na ko tanan mga libor nga ikalat jud ni tanan ang news mo ni super balita ni kay dako ko kay abot sa lubi. Kinahanglan magtanom jud mo lubi kay makatabang ni nato. Ikaduha, gawas nga makatabang, mao jud ni girol sa akong farm karon pagsweldo sa akong mga laborer, pag weeding, mulching, paghakot sa mga lubi, pagkupras, mao na ni akong girol ang halin sa lubi, wa na ko mangayo sa akong bana og kwarta.
While she used to teach kids, our farmer nominee, who is a member of various farmer organizations, is now a teacher to her co-farmer, unselfishly offering her farm as an agri-based learning facility to every interested individuals.
I encourage my workers and my neighbors and young generation to plant coconut tree. Kay ang coconut tree good, ang tanan niyang product magamit, mo na gitawag og tree of life.